Hi, my name is Jimmy.
My name's Matt, and I'm here today because someone cared about me enough to pursue me and talk to me about Jesus.
I met Matt 2 years ago. He moved across the street from me. I think we brought, our kids brought you guys
Yep,
cookies.
Brought us cookies on Easter.
And we got to know them over the next handful of months. I think we scheduled some game nights
Right.
with you because we're nerds.
Board games and
Yes.
conversation. And as soon as we discovered that Jimmy and his family were deeply involved with the church, we were like, oh great, here we go.
Churchy people.
They're churchy. They're going to come over and try to proselytize and evangelize us. And we were surprised to discover that that's not what happened. I would say the thing that made it easier to chat with Jimmy about these deeper topics was he and his family worked to form a relationship with us, a friendship with us built in commonality and common interests.
We started talking one night. We were just hanging out, but we started ending up talking about things like the Bible, theology, philosophy, those types of things. And that led to really what became a weekly meeting
Right.
between me and you, where we would spend anywhere between 3 and sometimes 4.5 hours just talking about Jesus. I think people can sniff out when they feel like they're being sold stuff, when they feel like they're being treated only like a box that person needs to check off. So for us, our posture anytime we're engaging with our neighbors has been, we want to get to know them as people. You can't take the gospel over a river without a bridge. And some of that relational building helped us move the gospel over to them in a way that really felt organic because it was. We had trust, we had a friendship. You knew that I wasn't just trying to sell you on,
Right.
on something, and I think that made for some really great conversation. Part of what it means to be a Christian navigating in this world with your neighbors and wanting to reach them is to be sensitive to who is this unique individual person that God's put in front of me. He was coming from a really skeptical place, so an appropriate way to approach him with the gospel was to deal with some objections that he was having rather than rushing straight to the data of the good news of Jesus.
When you discovered, kind of how my mind works, you realized I need to give this guy the book The Reason for God by Timothy Keller. And as soon as you did that was the subject of our reading for the most part. We would read that, and then we would read accompanying scripture.
Yep.
And oh, by the way, let's talk about the historical significance of the life, death, and resurrection of Christ, how that's not just a fairy tale, that's a true story. And let's talk about all of that surrounding information, and all of that together just really had a huge impact. I remember vividly when Jimmy showed me in the Bible Ephesians 2:8, and that verse right there. When I looked at that verse, that just completely blew my mind away. So
Yeah, I found a prayer card in my backpack that I had written the week after we met you guys. It has you and your family on there, and it was the card that I would just pray through every week. God, would you work in their lives? Would you open their eyes? Would you save them? Would you bring Matt to Christ? All these things. And I just happened to stumble on it about a month ago after you had become a Christian. I just thought, man, God is so faithful to answer his people's prayers. There is no better place to start than just pleading with God for the people in your life that you love, that you want to see know him. God is faithful, and I promise he is eager to answer those prayers.